Welcome back to Rabbit Troop Sucks. You are here on our Christmas edition, so hey, as my friend Mike would say, ho, ho, ho. But also, we have some guests today, so hi, as always, I'm Paul, and next to me is Mike.
Hi.
and he's hoeing up a storm.
You know me and the hose.
And as always, Lamar is back with us, and we have our debut guest, Christmas style. I think those were words or something that came together. Sure. That our friend Rami is here. So hey, Rami, what's up?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So it's Christmas time, and it's Denver, Colorado. So when you actually hear this, it could be a snowstorm. It could be, nothing. It could be 90 degrees. It could be now actually turning fall. I don't know. Whatever you're into. Welcome to Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, if you don't like the temperature, just wait a couple minutes and it'll be 50 degrees hotter or cooler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take it. Rami, you want to weigh in the weather as we before we go into any movies today?
It's been nice. Really unpredictable.
It actually has been pleasant lately.
That has been nice. Real nice.
Almost, I don't want to say summer-ish.
Would you say it's almost rare?
It's almost export.
Well.
Okay.
Well, today we're going to be covering Rare Exports from 2010, which is a Finnish film. And it's strange, and I don't want to follow that up with just saying it's a Finnish film and it's strange, but it's a strange film, and I love it. And Mike, you were the one to discover this many years ago, probably around 2010, I would assume.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I've liked this movie for a long time. It's been a yearly watch for me as well, and I found out tonight that Rami is in the same boat.
Huge fan.
Yeah.
Oh, you caught it when it came out?
Yeah.
Did it come out in theaters here or?
That I don't know.
If I had to guess, I think you saw it maybe like the year after it came out,
that
like
sounds
internationally.
likely, yeah.
But then I didn't, and then the next year you're like, you should totally watch this holiday film, and that was honestly like 8 or 9 years ago. Jeez,
Yeah.
Wow.
How did you discover it?
It was on a list of like or maybe not underappreciated, but like movies that you probably haven't heard of that are Christmas themed that you should watch.
Yeah.
And they were right. This was there.
Yeah, sometimes those lists are hit and miss, and you found a real hit here.
Well, I'm going to go with the summary. On Christmas Eve in Finland, Santa Claus is unearthed in an archaeological dig. Soon after, children start disappearing, leading a boy and his father to capture Santa, and with the help of fellow hunters, they look to sell him back to the corporation that sponsored the dig. There's some other things that they say. I'm just going to let it go. There's a couple summaries that I saw across the board, but I think some of it is going to be exposed as we go through this. We too will unearth the secrets on Rabbit Troop Sucks on this special holiday edition.
Yeah.
So someone maybe could like cue in some jingle bells, like if we had like a budget, like
We'll add them in post. Can we do that? Do we have post here at Rabbit Troop Sucks?
We do.
Okay.
It's me.
Okay.
And the question is, am I willing to do it? Probably not.
The answer is no. Okay.
My wife and I have been watching all the That 70s Show Christmas specials on Peacock. If you watch Peacock, they separate it by show. Like, here's all the Christmas episodes of That 70s Show, or Everyone Loves Raymond. There's a bunch of shows we don't watch, but I love That 70s Show. And that's kind of what they do in the interludes. You'll hear like jingle bells, or they'll take the same like dancing non sequiturs. They'll just like make it like phased out, like hypercolor like greens and reds for Christmas, or even the Cheap Trick song in the beginning is just like someone clearly just like rocking out some jingle bells.
That's awesome. Well, it's like the scene change in Christmas Vacation where it's like that little bell song and the flipping of the advent calendar.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, add that for us here.
Zing, zing,
Every
zing,
awkward
zing.
pause we have, just add some kind of bell.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or one day open up that soundboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Rami, you could give us a direct suggestions as our one core listener. We'll call you listener alpha.
Yeah, we have the listener of Rabbit Troop Sucks is here, so no one's going to be listening to this episode.
You and my wife. You can now talk about it all in like together in our house.
Long-time listener, first-time guest host.
That's fantastic. Was it everything you thought it would be? Eating pizza, having a beer, watching my daughter run around. It's all those things. It is all those things. Well, I guess I'm just jumping in because we got a quiz to Mike's chagrin, we got a quiz going on after this.
Hey, I won the last one, so you guys can suck it.
Yeah, so Nemo and Lamar, you owe Mike some stuff. Like we talked about a beer or something like this. We got
No one remembers what happened that night.
I don't remember that night, but I do remember.
Well, you can listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Go. We have proof. We'll take you to court.
Sure. Mm-hmm. But
Well-
I gotta pay up.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, we open up at some kind of dig. I don't really know where this is supposed to be at right off the bat by any means.
Yeah,
but
they don't really tell you.
yeah, you're in some like weird, super snowy area. Clearly, this is not anywhere in America. Probably anywhere in North America. I mean, that was my first guess. Just seeing this, not that I know anything about geographical regions, but it just seems like somewhere way, way far away. Very, very cold.
I assumed it was Finland.
Really?
In the Finnish movie?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just meant like if you saw it, like if you just saw
Oh,
a picture,
yeah,
like,
okay,
that's
sure.
Finland. Yeah, no, like of course, yes. I assume both too.
Okay.
Surprise! Remember, it's a month of surprises. Surprise! The Finnish film filmed in
It
Finland.
takes place in Finland, yeah.
Well, they're doing a dig,
Yeah.
and a black-hatted man who is very similar to a villain that you would see in Indiana Jones pops out. I note that there are several throws or like shout-outs to Indiana Jones throughout the entirety of this film.
Mm-hmm.
I think the director and the writers love Indiana Jones. I don't mean that as a negative. I don't think anything comes off cheesy or I don't know, overplayed. I just kind of like that there is kind of like a slight homage. But this guy stepped out and he looks like he could be right off of like Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's like, "Oh, like, we gotta do some stuff," and I don't know what's going on. You guys could jump in.
No, that he does talk about doing stuff for sure.
Love stuff.
I like your. I didn't notice the connections to the Indiana Jones until it's the last scene. I don't want to give it away right now, but and then there's one other scene. But so it's going to be nice to hear your connections to the Indiana Jones franchises because I probably missed a whole lot of them.
Yeah.
Well, there are some, so take that.
There are, yeah.
It's only my second time watching this movie.
Oh yeah, I've definitely watched this movie a handful of times.
There's a lot of stuff that I am catching on the second time around that I didn't catch on the first time.
Yeah, we normally talk about too where we watch this, and I think it's playing on Hulu, but I actually had the Blu-ray, and Mike gave me the Blu-ray, so take that, take that world, get a Blu-ray.
Yeah, Blu-ray's still alive.
Yeah, so like a worker comes in and he's talking to the guy, the main weird guy. I thought this guy was like so many different actors that he isn't.
The dad?
No, not the dad. The main.
Oh, the main. Yeah.
The dime store Ebenezer Scrooge guy.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
guy. Like I thought he was one of the guys from Harry Potter, but he's not that guy. He's just a guy. But he's the mastermind of the, I don't. So as we know, I will not remember anyone's name.
Mm-hmm.
That goes double for this movie,
This
where I
movie,
cannot pronounce anyone's name.
Just remember, Mike, you didn't know who he exactly was, but for any amount of money, he could be whoever you want him to be. Surprise.
Okay, yeah,
That's how we're going to reel in the Finnish listeners.
yeah. Well, this guy apparently was a Finnish actor too, as are all of them in this Finnish movie.
And the director, Mike and I saw another movie, Big Game, from 2014 with Samuel Jackson. I would totally do that movie for this podcast. I had a lot of fun with that movie.
Yeah, that movie was fun. It actually stars pretty much everyone that's in this movie is also in that movie.
Really?
It's like the same. The main kid from this movie has to rescue Samuel L. Jackson, who is the president from a plane crash.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
it's
It
dope
is.
as it's dope
All
as fuck.
right. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, and the kid and the guy who plays his father is his father in real life. Oni Tomatia or whatever the fuck his name is.
That explains the good chemistry between the two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both in it. Yeah, I don't. That's a fun movie. We should
Wow.
definitely do that.
But yeah.
But yeah, what are we talking? Yeah, so they're in this like mining operation. I don't think it's an archaeological dig. I think they're there like it's like a blasting or
Oh yeah, you quickly find out like that's kind of what's shown to you.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like you think it's like they're doing something, and it's all on the up and up. Like we're doing this. Quickly, the black-hatted man comes out and he's like, "We need to do this," and it's like, "No, we're actually like digging deep. We're gonna go down further."
right, and then, like the workers like, hey, we ran into like we got through rock and now we're just hitting sawdust. And he's like, yes, good, keep digging, you'll find it.
Yeah, this is like one step away from like the drinking contest with Marion and Indiana Jones. Like that's how creepy that guy is. He's like, yes.
Yeah, and so like
we pack things in, yeah.
you kind of think that like they accidentally discovered this, but you pretty quickly figure out that like this dude is looking for whatever it is that they're about to find.
Yes.
And he hands out these pamphlets with new workplace safety rules. He's like, yes, you got to wash behind your ears and be nice and not smoke.
And don't swear.
And don't swear. And the worker's like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? He's like, it's Christmas, shut up.
Yes.
Yeah. But, and then we kind of pan outside and we see the two kids, whatever the fuck their names are.
I think it's Pietari.
Pietari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nice.
what is the other one's name?
Juso.
Yeah, Juso.
Yeah. Juso has a sick mullet. By the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
He is rocking.
Juso's got it going on.
Thin mole.
It matches his gun and cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. He had all those things.
Like, honestly, if I could get away with dressing like any of the people in this movie, I 100% would. Especially like beardy pilot guy.
Oh yeah, he was
I was thinking
perfect.
of him as the Walter Sobchak of this movie.
Absolutely. If I could rock that vibe, man, I'd be doing
The
it.
perfect beard with aviators look.
It's
Yeah.
that
It's like
Walter
Emperor.
from The Big Lebowski look.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's perfect.
Well, the lead, the kid, Pietari, he in certain angles looks like he is part of the woodland creatures. Like there's something about his eyes, and like I'm not trying to sound mean. Like it doesn't sound like he's not like bad looking. He just looks like he's a woodland creature himself.
Sure,
That
yeah.
If he had thistles, I
Yeah.
believe you.
All right, I can see where
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He does not, yeah.
But he could.
Yeah. But yeah, they're kind of spying on. They just see the construction site or the dig site. I don't think they really stumble upon any good info. But yeah, they're sneaking around. That becomes important later. Yeah. So the kid gets back and he's like, I think Santa's buried up there. I think they're looking for Santa.
He sniffed it out immediately.
Yeah.
He sniffed it out immediately, and he goes home. And apparently, this kid has 5,000 ancient books on Santa Claus in his house.
I noted that about the books. I literally noted that about the books. So, again, not to sound mean, that this kid looks like he's kind of like, I don't know, what would be a good woodland creature? Like a
squirrel.
kind of squirrely, kind of hedgehoggy, maybe a little more hedgehoggy. That this kid, like Mike's not joking, this kid has like 55 books around him. This is an extremely poor or secluded remote town.
Right.
I would imagine there's 50 books in the town.
And he has 5,000.
All on Christmas. All of them are on Christmas. Yeah, so it's not just 55 books like stories. Like you could believe this kid might have a small library. Okay. It's all about like ancient Christmas rituals. Somehow, and this is not really explained, Santa's Krampus. We find that out. Santa's just straight up Krampus and
Right.
hates children, and that, I mean, surprise.
Yeah.
Because there you go.
You
They get into
ruined
that
it. Yeah.
right away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
no,
kid
they
discovers
do,
that
yeah.
with all the books. He's like, Santa is evil because every book I own has him boiling and eating and stalking and hunting the children down. So
I like that scene where he's got a page out of the book where it's Santa, but with like a demon horn, and he's just drawing a Santa hat. And he's
Yeah, he
like,
draws the hat
it
up.
matches. It fits.
It all comes together.
Rami, you could say he literally took a page out of the book. He did. He did it. He did it again. Well, he did his research in his own private Santa Claus library. So there's that. And so I don't know. I don't know what the next scene is.
I think the next scene is his dad building a tiger pit.
Cutting to
Oh, the
scene
wolf
like
pit.
that.
The wolf pit.
Yeah.
The illegal wolf pit.
The illegal wolf pit.
I didn't know what it was until they later pointed it out that it was a wolf pit.
Yeah.
I watch this movie every year, and every year I'm like, oh my god, what is he doing?
He's having fun. He's having a good time.
Building a tiger pit. And Paul's knocking things over.
Did it.
This is on your yearly watch list, Rami.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
how many times have you seen this now?
6 or 7. I don't know.
Yeah.
I forget when I
yeah.
started.
Probably
watching
ever
it,
since Mike told you about it when he saw it. So
but I
every
watched
year
it the
since
first
came out.
time when Paul invited I think, a group of us over to watch it at his house one year.
That makes sense.
And then after that, I was like, oh, this movie is awesome.
This movie is awesome.
I don't go back to it as much as you guys do, and I should. It's now on my yearly one. I'm glad I watched it tonight.
I'm a big non-traditional Christmas movie guy, so I have like the staples in there, and then I sprinkle in some weird ones like like rare exports.
What? Give me another weird one.
My Christmas movies are getting a little far afield.
Okay.
I am willing to accept it if somebody says like "Merry Christmas" sometime in the movie. I'm like, yeah, that's
fair.
it.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, put on Army of the 12 Monkeys.
Oh, okay. Wow.
That makes my Christmas list because there was that scene where they're like,
Yeah.
and have a Merry Christmas. And I'm
I mean-
like, and a Merry Christmas to you too.
Yeah.
That's all
why
it
not?
takes.
I don't know why. I just imagine you having this on loop, like you're alone, like drinking in the dark, like Merry Christmas to you too.
It's not on
Merry
loop.
Christmas.
That's why I watch a lot of Christmas movies.
Never catch the same one twice a year.
I told all of you that my wife and I will watch even Lifetime films and Hallmark films, and we watched the newest Kelsey Grammer movie, and it's Kelsey Grammer and his daughter, who's Summer in Rick and Morty, and he's in a time loop. My favorite. He's got to get out of Christmas Eve. It is one of the worst Christmas films. I mean, I know what I'm getting into with Hallmark and Lifetime, but this is beyond that. This is like bottom of the barrel. It was so bad. It was so bad. Kelsey Grammer, what happened? Like, I don't know what happened. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Was it Kelsey Grammer or was it Hallmark?
It was Kelsey
Hallmark,
Grammer,
what
kind of.
happened?
No, like there was CG in it. That was weird. There was like a scene where he's like in like a boardroom, but like everyone's in a room, but the backdrop is trying to show like downtown, but it's clearly like a green screen. Like I was like, oh my god, dude!
Seen that
Like,
effect
like you
before,
can't.
yeah.
It's like you can't even get a room in this. Like,
Airbnb's not in the budget.
like yeah, they paid you in towels, Christmas towels.
Goddamn Christmas towels.
Sorry. Where are we?
We haven't really gotten past the wolf
trap.
pit.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
wolf pit.
So I want to talk about the stuffed animal that Pietri is dragging around.
Yeah, he's walking his little dog.
Is it a dog? Because it looks like a dead rat that he's
Bear
Yeah.
dog.
It looks like someone took someone's toupee and put a ribbon around
and
it.
he's
exactly
dragging
what
it
it was.
around on a leash.
Right, so that's like another thing. So this is what this kid's playing with. This snowmobiles and his extensive Christmas library.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid's wardrobe is out of control. He's got his helmet,
Yeah.
snowsuit, snowsuit. He's rocking his like 22 rifle.
Yeah, he's got like a nice little over under.
This little stuffed dog on a leash the whole movie.
And we see him taping up the last day on his advent calendar because apparently that means that Christmas won't come.
Well, I mean, yeah,
and he'll be safe. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to shut Satan's door.
There's probably just something really gross in there too.
Yeah, he's dressed like a Turbo Kid.
He does dress up like
Yeah.
Turbo Kid.
I mean, and clearly Turbo Kid came after this, and that's like some weird fantasy post-apocalyptic fallout, but that's this kid's everyday wardrobe.
Right.
So
Just a
again,
normal day in Finland.
Just noting like he doesn't just have a library; he has a Christmas library. So
It's the only books they have up there.
I bet they were written there.
Right. So he thinks in the next morning he thinks someone was like sneaking around on his roof. He set up like a little like a trap so that he would wake up if he moved, but it didn't work. I don't know.
Can we talk about his weird alarm clock setup? He's got keys in his hand.
Yeah,
to drop
the
into
keys
a
in his
wall.
hand, right?
It's his idea,
But like like 2 times it doesn't fucking work.
it snags on his sweater every time.
Yeah. This is the worst alarm clock. It doesn't fucking work. But then he goes out and he wants to talk to his dad because he thinks something was going on. His dad's in the... they're like reindeer farmers, so I think his dad is like taking apart a reindeer or something. And he doesn't want to go into the workshop because there's blood or whatever.
I think there's a pig at this point.
Oh, maybe it might have been a pig, yeah.
But his dad is conspicuously a butcher from like the back of their house in this shed.
Yeah.
Garage. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah. But we find out it's the day of the big reindeer roundup. And that's where they're going to go. To the reindeer pen.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it. I'm trying to think of the words. It's all electrified, but they're like putting on a show about this. That's what I can't really explain. They're like, come on out, we're gonna turn on the electric fence. Like that's, and everyone's like, hell yeah. Again, there's a town of 7 with a Christmas library. So right. Destiny has come to this point. We're at the nexus.
Right. Well, they have their electric reindeer fence. Right. But, oh my God, there's no fucking reindeer.
I have to say, I did wonder in that scene, there's those other villagers off in the back.
Uh-huh.
You never see any of them.
They keep to themselves in Finland.
Also, you know what you also never see in this movie? A female human.
That's true. That's true.
Really?
Well, actually, I think there were maybe some in that crowd.
Yeah,
for 30 seconds.
Okay, yeah.
In that crowd Rami described, there's a little girl peeks her head out.
Okay.
Like, what's going on?
The lack of women in this movie becomes conspicuous.
Well, maybe we saw when they noticed it. So they came up, they're like, oh, no.
Yeah, we got to get some...
I heard about this side of the
right.
side.
In America, they have something called the Bechdel test, and we can't fail it if there's no women. So
I remember when I was in school, we watched, in college, we watched a video, and it was about different cultures, and it was about using the term, the phrase, I love you, and they're interviewing these Finnish villagers, and they were like, in America, we say, I love you a lot. Like, would you ever say I love you to, your significant other? And every couple was like, oh my God, no. Like,
I would never do that.
Like, why are you saying this?
Who cares?
Even once was like, well, I think one woman was like, maybe if my husband was dying, I don't, but probably not.
Yeah.
Like, no.
He'd have to be about to die.
Yeah. So welcome to Finland.
yeah,
We got Santa.
they do now. Yeah, so they let up the electric fence, and they expect all these reindeer to come over the hill, but it's like 3, and they all suck. They're like shitty, skinny reindeer.
Yeah, so they go investigate.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing that all of them own is sweet snowmobiles.
Yeah.
All of this movie makes me want to go on a snowmobile. Let's do this as a group.
Yeah, and when Paul says sweet snowmobiles, like for any enthusiasts, he means really old snowmobiles, not like a really contemporary fun
Honestly,
one.
for me, it is sweet. Cause
No, I would rather have the old one that is in this movie.
They're super boxy.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, it looks like you're driving a rectangle, and it looks like it was made for a G.I. Joe toy. It's awesome.
I do like those.
Yeah, it's like a big yellow one. I'm like, sweet.
Basically, every person in this movie kind of looks like some kind of rough Arctic G.I. Joe.
Especially the dude with the sunglasses.
Especially
Are you
the
kidding
dude with
me?
the sunglasses.
Rock and roll? That is rock and roll. Or who's the Arctic guy?
I can't remember his name.
But I think he also had a
the
beard.
snow goggles.
Yeah.
I do remember.
Oh, and they do offhandedly say something about the helicopter not working because they need you to know that this guy can fly a helicopter for later in the movie.
Oh.
And he does.
Yeah, and he does eventually, yeah. But yeah, they go for a little investigatory snowmobile ride, and they come across Finnish Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, who was already there, and there's just a shit ton of dead reindeer.
Yes.
It's a good comparison.
He looks just like fucking Flea.
He did. I didn't get it out until now.
But they're right by the fence where the the quote unquote mining company put up for digging up Santa, and there's like a hole cut into it that is the hole that the kids cut in when they went to snoop.
Yeah, so the kids are like the good kid is like, oh no,
like we're gonna get fucking caught.
Yeah, and the other kid's like, don't you say a word about any of this. But then the parents are freaking out, like all these guys.
Right.
They're like, the wolves could not have done this. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like,
There's Russian wolves.
Oh yeah, the Russian wolves.
And if you're watching
worse,
closely, you'll find that the kid turns one of the reindeer over and sees this big, fat, weird
human footprint.
naked human.
And he doesn't
footprint.
say anything about it.
No, he keeps his mouth shut.
He's like that.
Yeah.
This in our notes is, I think we just took like a 2-minute break really quick, and I was talking to Lamar about something, and I just wrote this, and I was like, I'm gonna remember what this means, and I absolutely don't. And I just wrote the town cranberry.
Oh yeah, he's making the roast.
Oh yeah. We cut to a scene where now, like, the father is haphazardly making a roast, and Rami was noting that it was done with such disregard to the meat that this is a dinner that it just looks like garbage. Like, honestly, it looks like a hunk of meat. And I jokingly said salt was there, and I was like, maybe if you're lucky, the cranberry in one of you guys was like the town cranberry. It goes shared throughout the town. Like, you'd use it every now and then for your meals.
That's a good seasoning to it. We missed the scene where they all decide to drive up to the top of the mountain to talk to the mining guys.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no one there, but the mountain's now hollow.
Yeah, I think we also noted, like, didn't even say, like, so the kids did see at some point in time that black-hatted villain that we noted, he straight up said, like, you're going to unearth these things.
Yeah.
Like, you have 24 days, you will unearth it. You think that you're mining? Haha, this is like a tomb.
Yeah,
and you're robbing it.
Yeah,
He's talking about grave robbing straight up.
Super explicit. He's like, we'll do what we came here to do.
Yeah. He's like, hey, American workers, you're going to dig up Santa Claus.
Rami, when that guy goes to court, he's going to own it. Like, I said what I said. Mm-hmm. We don't even need a jury. I can tell you that those are my words.
I think my PowerPoint presentation on my business plan speaks for itself.
I'm sorry. Did you say looting? Because I said grave robbing. I said it very directly, and I said it numerous times. Do you want a copy of my speech? Let's not mix words here.
But yeah,
let's not share the town cranberry.
They go to investigate because that was their whole herd, and they're trying to get their money.
Yeah, they want the money.
And so they drive up there and they're like, there's nobody here, but there's this huge hole.
Yeah, so now everyone's suspicious. And yeah, now we cut back to home. Pietri is suiting up in his Turbo Kid outfit. He tells his friend that he needs to tape cardboard to his ass.
Why was that?
As foreshadowing.
Yeah, for when you're getting switched. When
I didn't picture that until he started hitting them later on in the movie.
I
Yeah.
never put that together. I watch this every year, and I was like,
It's to protect his ass from the beating. Well, because later he's like, hey, Dad, you got to beat my ass.
Oh, yeah.
You got to beat my ass right now.
And then he's like,
Yeah, like, and he presents himself. But now we have the saddest Christmas dinner where
Oh man,
the fucking kid asks his dad, what if I didn't exist? Which is like a really sweet Christmas conversation.
These are the Christmas questions I can't wait to field for my daughter. Like, Daddy, Dada.
Yeah, my note I just wrote down. Kid has hard convo with his dad over dinner, and it's the really saddest. Like, no music playing, just them at the table, and the kid, after a minute of silence, just brings up, "Dad, why? What if I just didn't exist?"
You mentioned no soundtrack. Was there? Do you guys remember music?
There was sporadically, just kind of distance. It wasn't memorable at all. It's just kind of there, just to make the moment more encompassing, but it just didn't add on to anything at all.
Yeah.
It was a really sad dinner, though.
It was a very sad dinner.
Dad's just like, go away. I don't want to deal with your depression and shit.
Why don't you disappear to your room?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah, thank you. Disappear
he does.
room.
I also note the dad's sweater. I was like, wow, that looks like the most comfortable sweater I've ever seen. It's the kind of sweater that you would just imagine something Nordic and then kind of tattered, and that's the sweater. So basically, like, people made it and now wear it in the Matrix. Mm-hmm. So I want that sweater. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same goes with all sweaters in this movie.
Yeah,
everyone looks cozy.
Totally, and I bet if you went online and bought an authentic one, like from someone on Etsy, it would be like $700.
Right. So you just go to LL Bean, buy a sweater, bury it in your backyard for 5 years, and then you have what this guy's wearing. Is this where we find the dude in the no?
So the kid goes outside to pee.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna go pee, and he's like, the bait's gone, because the dad set up this big rig for a bait.
I was gonna say we should stop for a beat and talk about the bait. A full pig head.
Yeah.
With an apple.
With an apple in it.
It's seasonal.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But before this happens is when the dad's trying to light a fire and the kid put a fucking bear trap in there.
Whoops.
Extremely startled and traumatized.
Yeah, the dad freaks his shit all out.
Yeah, I mean, it would have killed Dad. So.
Right. And then he grounds the kid, and then the kid's like, "Shut up, I gotta pee." And and now we're outside, and he's like, "Hey, the bait's gone. The giant pig head with the apple is gone," and Dad goes to investigate.
Yeah, so they get to the wolf pit, and the dad kind of like, I don't know what was covering it. Something's covering it, whatever it is.
Palm fronds or something.
Yeah, debris, bushes, I don't know. He moves some things back, and you quickly see this flash of what looks like a guy kind of mutilated in a Santa suit.
Like a bloody hand or something, and there's feathers like from a down jacket.
Yeah, so it was kind of, since I've seen it before, it's hard for me to kind of freeze frame in my mind. And I think, like, honestly, you just see it for like a second. But clearly I know exactly what it is since I've seen it, and all of us did. But I think you're more like, what was that? And you kind of maybe have like the gist of what's going on. And then he quickly is like, to his son, like, you've got to get out of here. Like, don't worry about it. And he gets inside, and it's like code red freak out. And he's like calling his friend. His friend comes over. The kid's like, "Oh, I'll go outside." You're not going outside. Like, no one's going outside.
Wants to go see
Right.
He knows something's a brewing.
But he does go outside, and he does take a peek in. And because he's a little fucking narc, he runs immediately to the first police officer he sees.
He is a little narc.
And he gets in the police car, and his dad's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's kind of comical. Like, there's no one in this town. There's just no one. And then randomly a police car drives by, and he hails it, and you could see a small conversation where the kid's like raising his hand and explaining, and you could tell the father's like, "Son of a bitch," because he's from a distance, and the kid just hops right in that car, and you could tell the dad's like, "You gotta be kidding me."
Then he follows him.
So he follows him. Yeah.
Before we go that far, we're missing the introduction of Pietri, or not Pietri. What is the
Helicopter guy?
The helicopter.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
G.I.
Pieperin?
Yeah, Pepperin.
Old Pepperin.
G.I. Pepper?
That's his name.
Yeah.
Pepper Joe?
He is the
he was
coolest person in this
Yes.
movie.
He was the friend that the dad phoned, and he shows up to
He shows up dressed like Santa Claus because he's on his way to like that
do the
gig.
Santa Claus rounds.
Yeah, and they kind of wrestle this body, as we find out, into their little kill house or butcher house or whatever the fuck it is. But yeah, so he the father goes after the kid. He chases him down in the car, and the cop was on his way to Flea's house because I guess everyone has been calling this one cop this morning because, like, he says all the town's radiators have been stolen. The wife's hairdryer is gone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like anything to heat something, like anything giving off heat or something. Yeah, it's all missing.
Yeah, and they're kind of talking through this, and Pietro, the kid, goes up to find his friend, who is Flea's son, I think.
Yeah,
and the kid's gone. There's just a creepy. We didn't. So the kid goes down into the pit after the dad leaves, and he finds a creepy doll in there.
in a sack.
In a sack. Yeah.
The doll is super creepy.
Yes.
It looks like a wicker doll that was burnt and placed in your bed.
It's like a life-size child doll made out of like burnt coconut husks or something.
So as you're saying, this is the Finnish version of American Doll?
Yeah.
American Girl dolls?
Exactly, yeah.
That's
is
terrifying.
The Finnish boy doll.
Here is doll. You have destroyed it.
Yeah. But so he grabs this doll
Bury it.
that's in his friend's bed, and he goes downstairs like, "Hey guys, so like shit's whack. My friend's gone." And the cop's response is my favorite. The cop's like, "He's probably out looking for girls. Like, this town has 8 people in it. They all live 5 miles apart."
And he's like 10 years old.
Like 9.
Yeah, it's just like this 10-year-old smoking cigarettes on his snowmobile, trying to pick up like the 3 girls in this town.
Now I'm thinking about burnt American doll or girl dolls. Like in America, for all of you international listeners, clearly I know there are thousands, we get the weird, like, girls are trained to become moms. Like, the baby pees, and then you change it, and it's adorable. And maybe in Finland's like, you've burnt your baby, now you play burial.
Good God.
Wow.
Every girl wants to play burial.
That's a zinger.
I mean, I do now.
I think we took I think this is where I got a pen. my pen ran out, and I was like, I'm really sorry, I have to take another really quick break. But I got back, and Lamar and I were talking, and now I have Nick's chips. I was like, just like Nick's and their chips. I said that, I was like, how about them Nick's?
We're shooting the shit about sports.
Nick's and their chips. I think Lamar said Nick's chips suck.
Nick's chips. Yeah, they do suck.
So if you're a fan of the Knicks, I don't know why you're in Colorado, but apparently your chips suck. Whatever that means.
No one knows.
Yeah, sorry, we're back.
No, yeah, that's. Oh, so yeah.
Oh, is there like
gingerbread?
I wrote down this. No one realizes that these kids have been taken, except like,
no one gives a shit. Yeah,
No one believed
except
it.
Jusho's parents. No one's really caring or noticing that these
Jusho's
kids are
parents were like,
disappearing.
Now he'll be back.
Well,
It was
yeah.
just the kid. Pietri. He's
Yeah.
He's the little detective. Like, all his friends.
Well, let me side with Lamar on that. Like, so no one notices. What we've been shown is this is like a town of 20, and so it's like off-skirted people. But later we see sacks of children, and there are like 150. So I'm like, holy crap!
Where?
Yeah, the numbers are super off. I could relate that to Indiana Jones. In Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, 1, they're stealing children, which I noted in this, very Temple of Doom-esque, steal the children. Wow. 2, I also noted the numbers are off. If you ever watch Indiana Jones, my dad, Rico, who's been a guest, we would always watch it, and he would always note, like, there's a bridge scene at the end, and Indiana Jones is about to cut the rope with Short Round, but when you pan out, there's like 15 people, and when you pan in, there's like 4. And my dad's like, oh my god, because the one is like more like animated and kind of shadowy. Later in the movie, you'll see all the elves, and there's scenes in the woods. There's clearly like 1,000. There's 1,000 of them. But then when you later see them wrangled up, there's a number. I could share it, but
Okay.
But yeah. Sorry, that was my tangent.
Okay. The numbers, they just don't add up.
They don't add up.
What the fuck's happening?
Well, we do get to the guy, if I'm jumping around, that the guy in the kill room slaughterhouse has eaten a gingerbread cookie.
And he's hanging with the old guy.
Because they all realize, like, this guy's not dead. So the son and dad leave, and this guy's still kind of, like, tending to things, and he starts eating a gingerbread cookie.
Well, at first, they assume that this guy was one of the Americans from...
Brian Johnson
from the mining company, because he had his jacket on or whatever.
Yeah.
But it becomes clear that he's maybe not that, because Brian was like 50 years old, and this man is a billion years old, and also doesn't understand English, and is definitely alive. They're poking him with sticks, teasing him with gingerbread.
Well, the way that they find out he's alive is they were going to chop him up like a
pig. They were gonna chop him up like a pig to get rid of him, because they didn't want anyone to find out about the illegal wolf pit.
Hey, I don't want people ruining my Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Right, but also, like, this town has one cop, and he seems like kind of an idiot. So I don't think they had too much to worry about there. I don't think, like, they're sending CSI over to this guy's house, but
Yeah, they figure out he's alive.
Mr. CSI.
yeah.
And they bring Jusho's dad back because he's the only one that speaks English.
Is Juso Flea?
Yes.
Okay.
That's his son. Is Jusho.
Jusho's
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Juso's the friend, his dad.
Oh,
I can
okay.
never remember his dad's name.
No one.
Flea.
No,
It's Flea.
It's Flea now. Yeah.
That's canon now.
Yeah. So he's yelling at him in English, but it's not fucking working.
Well, let's call him Needles, because that's his name in Back to the Future, too.
Okay,
And I could see this guy being called Needles.
Yeah.
So, Juso's dad is Needles.
I'm not going to remember that, but I'll try to remember that.
That's fine.
He's yelling at him, beating him with a stick.
Yeah.
A broomstick. He gets like the proper beat. He's like, "Bring me the broomstick."
Right. And he ends up biting Pepperin ear off, kind of. Yeah, but so this dude is basically being unresponsive and kind of a bitch, but he perks right up when Pietri rolls around.
Or when gingerbread.
He loves gingerbread and children. So those are his two triggers.
He's a proper Santa, if you will.
Yeah, and Pietri's like, bro, it's fucking Santa Claus, because he still thinks this is just a singular Santa Claus person.
Yes, and I want to say, every time they show the Santa Claus, the film stock, the filming of it is super on point.
Yeah.
Like there's this little gold glare off this, I'm going to say for now, Santa's eyes. And also it's always just dark, foreboding. I know Lamar's a big fan of comics. We grew up kind of reading the similar ones. It's always like, I can almost see like Santa being on the cover of a comic, like a little hair in front of his eyes, but really like faded out dark. And maybe like that gold shimmer. Like, it's just super good looking. So, highlighting that, this movie is, 12 years old, maybe 13 when it started getting filmed, that another country did this on a budget is just awesome. It's just like everything looks awesome in this film.
Yeah, the filming, like, there's some pretty rough CGI in this movie, but, like, it's fine. The rest of the movie kind of makes up for
pretty
it.
effects. I'm sorry.
The way that they handle the framing and the cinematography with the live acting weird old dude, spot on.
Yeah, it looks great. This whole movie looks pretty great, to be honest. Yeah, so like they're kind of hitting an impasse with Santa, and they realize that there's a radio, like a walkie-talkie, in the jacket pocket that he was wearing, and they use it to call. Well, I think they heard chatter over it, so they call up the whoever's on the other side, and it's Black Hat guy, and they're like, "Hey, we have your Santa Claus. We'll sell him to you."
Who is this? Where's Mr. Green? Where's Mr. Green? Yes.
That's a pretty accurate. Yeah.
It's triggered.
So they dress this dude up in Pippin, whatever the fuck his name is, in the Santa suit that he was wearing earlier. They put him in a goddamn cage and they strap him to the back of a pickup truck.
And a side note, they are wanting, and they will say, they want money in retribution for all the reindeer that were killed. They were saying they were figuring that they were losing on about $85,000. And they're like, this is going to like just ruin us. Like, we're screwed.
Right. Yeah, there's like a financial burden that's driving the plot of this movie.
So it's not just like these people are like malicious. It's like, we're basically just going to ask what we're owed for.
Right. Like this town is going to die unless we get this money. Which is kind of an important point that we did not bring up.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that what triggered the whole thing?
Well, who
because
knows?
the reindeer was killed and they went up
How
there
many people
and
are in this town?
Yeah, that's true.
There weren't a lot of reindeer, so.
That's true.
But someone was having all those goddamn kids that we'll see later. So they drive out to this.
It's like Mad Max. Do they have like 5 women for like what's Joe? What's
Shut it.
Motor Joe?
Yeah,
It's like a breed lab.
yeah.
I know it.
There's like a tanker truck driving around in circles with like just a couple girls in it. And then the rest, everyone else is a war boy or whatever. Yes, they drive out to this like warehouse area, and Black Hat's there. He lands in a helicopter, and we hear they're trying to they're making a deal sort of, and we hear rustling, and he's like, Santa Claus is coming to town or something. He says something like pretty on the nose about.
Well, he walks off and
you better watch out,
like,
or whatever.
What are you talking about? Deal? Oh my God, where's Mr. Green? We need to get out of here. There's no deal. And then he sees this guy. He's like, this isn't Santa. This is one of his helpers.
Well, it takes a second before he catches on. You're missing the part where Pietri, that little goes sneaking off like he loves to do.
Oh yeah, he does go sneaking off, and he comes to a giant door that is the exact same door as the 24th day on his advent calendar.
The final door.
The final door. And in a moment of I don't know, whatever, he drops his little rat toy to signify that he's growing as a person.
He's a man now.
He's a man now, and he makes his way in there. But then the rest of the elves show up,
This is Bar Mitzvah.
hanging dong, and start killing people.
And the one other thing we know, or maybe we forgot to say, is the one guy who's really angry. That kid's dad, Flea, we'll say Needles.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to show you something. This is earlier. He's like, someone stole my sacks.
Oh yeah.
And all of the sacks from his potato.
Yeah,
so
his side hustle was as a potato farmer.
Yeah, and then they left all the potatoes. There's like 100,000 of them, and like all the sacks are gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we see them because we go into a hangar. Am I jumping too far ahead?
No, I mean,
The timing's right on that.
yeah, the timing's right. So like, Black Hat guy gets an axe to the back of the head.
I like this because this was a twist for me. Surprise that he's like, because he's like, all right, we're like he levels out a little bit. He's like, we're being watched.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to smile, and you need to think happy thoughts, and you need to walk slowly, and you need to listen to what I'm saying, or you're gonna die. And they're like, this guy's full of shit.
Well,
He's like, I'm not. And then they immediately throw an axe in the back of his head.
Well, he also says literally, Santa's going to find out who's naughty or nice. And they're all looking at him like, what the fuck? And then he gets axed to the head.
He does
yeah,
get
and
axed.
then all of the rest of the Santa's elves start running out of the woods, and they'll have like pickaxes and shit.
Now, there is one movie that I've seen in my life that I was like, this is just an inappropriately gratuitous use of male nudity. This movie pushes the envelope, but it's not as bad as the movie I'm not going to just rag here.
There you go.
Well, to throw back a couple episodes when we watched, what's the prison movie with,
In hell?
Yeah.
no,
Van Damme in hell?
no, previous to that. Fortress.
Oh, yeah.
The opening scene of Fortress where we have like the parade of wieners going into the prison.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is like 20 times more wieners than that. And they're all on 70-year-old men.
And they're running around and flopping around. And
Yeah.
How much do you think it weighs? Can you compare like Fortress to this movie in weight?
Penis weight?
Yep.
Oh, no.
No.
There's a listener out there for everyone.
Yeah,
so.
anyone who's good at penis math, let us know what kind of weight we're looking at.
Surprise.
Crunch those, yeah. do the math. Yeah, so
I want to see the notes on that. I want to see the final numbers and the notes that got
somewhere
you.
right now in front of a whiteboard, someone's sweating, just jotting down formula, trying to figure this out.
Where's Mr. Green in the penis weight?
I'll tell you who's crunching those numbers. It's Juice Show's dad, Flea. He was the numbers guy in that movie.
That's right.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was always doing math.
Yeah.
This penis weight just doesn't add it up, just show.
So they all run into the final door. Yeah, and now we find all the ovens from the town. A bunch of kids in
Hair
sacks.
dryer was outside. Or
Yeah,
we'll see that.
the hair dryer was outside. Yeah, and we see a big block of ice with horns and like a switch coming out.
Yeah, and this looks awesome. Like
It does look awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so it's supposed to be Santa Claus. Again, imagine Krampus in your mind.
Right.
There are these ginormous horns coming out of it, and it's like only the horns are coming out of this, I don't know, like 40-foot tall slab of ice. It is huge. Like, this is, you just got to the end boss, and you're like, yeah, oh shit, like, this guy's big. He's gonna have a big health meter.
Yeah.
Big.
It's pretty cool. I think the kid even mentioned earlier that the elves built this nest for Santa.
Yeah, they're building a nest for him.
This is when he really comes into his own and starts calling the shots for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So we have all these kids in sacks, and so if you walked into a room and there were a bunch of hostage children in sacks, your first move would presumably be to let the kids out of the sacks because they're all screaming and scared. No one.
Sorry, friend, that's move 4 for me.
Okay.
That's move 4.
Well,
I have
and-
other things.
As it was for the characters in this movie, because no one lets kid fucking 1 out of any sacks. They're all just standing around, kids screaming in terror, and they're like, "What are we gonna do about this, guys?"
Not only did they not let any of them out of the sacks, they almost open up one sack and
They put him back.
he's like,
Yeah.
no.
Is this where
He's looking for his son.
Yeah. So Needles
there.
lets his
So,
son out of
oh,
the
nope.
sack for a second, but then Pietri's like, "Guys, I got a plan. Put your fucking kid back in the sack and shut up."
Sack him up.
Yeah. Let's not talk about the sacks. Okay, Pepin or whatever, you go out, get that helicopter. We're gonna take these kids on a little helicopter.
Oh, who did we
ride.
say would be? He's G.I. Joe?
Oh,
He's our G.I. Joe.
Arctic G.I. Joe. Yeah, he goes out and he navigates his way through the elves by giving them gingerbread
Yeah, it's
cookies.
awesome. So he's like snapping. He's like, and then
Yeah.
he throws it off like they're all dogs. He's like, have some
And they
more.
behave like dogs.
And they love it.
Yeah, they just go right for them cookies. And he gets in the helicopter and he takes off. And they hook all the kids up to like a big net.
Yeah, and again, there's like 150 sacks in here. There's just so
This
many
is a
children.
Massive net, 3 massive piles of children.
Right. And they're like, okay, because now, Pietri is taking control of this. Like, someone's got to be in charge. No one else is doing it.
So it's 9-year-old.
Yeah, so this 9-year-old's like, okay, you know what? I left my stuffed animal outside. I'm a man now. Dad, you're going to blow up this fucking thing when I leave, and I'm going to go put these kids in the reindeer pen. And yeah, that's what they do. They go on a little helicopter ride.
So that's what I noted before. So as the helicopter is going up, you see these aerial shots of the elves, Santa's little helpers.
Yeah, there's a bazillion of them.
Yeah, so all of the elves, again, look like half clothed, maybe sometimes with loincloths, Santas. So
that was just pubic hair.
Yeah. But there's clearly hundreds. There's quite hundreds of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a pack of these things running through the woods. But yeah, they lure him over to the reindeer pit. But oh no, the gate's closed. And Pippin, because he's a little pussy, is like, we got to come up with another plan. This isn't going to work. And Pietri's like, nope, I'm going to die hard leap off of this helicopter.
It's like, yeah, but we got to get you back. I never plan on going back.
Yeah, he's throwing out the badass one-liners, and he backward dives.
Tell Dad what I did.
Yeah, and just like rappels down this like guy wire, turns on the electric fence, and traps these
Well,
elves.
then all the elves, Santa's helpers, just start rushing in.
Yeah. So
The real head scratcher is he's just like waving as Peeprin is flying off, and
yeah,
Peeprin's stoked. He's like, "No,
Yeah.
I'm just leaving this
Like, yeah,
9-year-old with all
Right,
these."
but also, like, what is worst case scenario for the kid here? Like, are they just going to put him in a sack and then try to bring him to the other?
yeah.
kids?
I mean, it doesn't seem like that big of a deal, but so
Well, wait, I do want to say,
Yeah.
Sometimes, so when the rush of Santas is coming, two of my favorite like scary scenes in the movie are this, because one, you have a bunch of naked, half-clothed Santas, and I mean like a bunch running towards you. But the scariest scene I thought was, going back a touch, was they had the Santa in the back when they go meet to do a trade-off.
when he looks through the window,
When he looks through the window at the kid like
That little grin.
yeah, like it is totally like I'll eat you. Like you are sweet and I will eat your face off.
not like when you say to a kid like I'm going to eat you up, but like I'm going to eat your human body.
He
for
looks like
sustenance.
he is programmed to destroy that child and eat his face.
It's like he's looking at the biggest piece of gingerbread he's ever seen in his life.
And we know he loves gingerbread.
It's like he's got his chance at the town cranberry and he's gonna take it.
Everyone gets to go up the town cranberry.
Not everyone wins though.
No,
Yeah, tell Dad.
Literally, no one wins.
Tell Dad what I did. So yes, and then Dad and Needles blow up. No, they cut the horns.
Yeah, they
off
cut its
Santa.
antlers off, or horn. Yeah, whatever.
And then they blow up the entire warehouse and drive off. And as all these elves are rushing down the kid, they put down all their weapons because it's like the spell's broken. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, like I could do whatever. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, they're all just really confused. When originally, and maybe up until like a few times ago, I kind of thought that because Pietri kind of like sacrificed himself, that counted as him doing a nice thing. So he was no longer on the naughty list, so they didn't give a shit about him.
Oh.
I thought that was, but I think it's just because the Santa gets blown up. And
Yeah,
they're
I think
all
it's
confused.
Santa's blown up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My way would have been better, I think.
yeah, I like your way better.
Yeah.
So the rest of the movie is a very, and I mean this very complimentary of the film, is a very interesting set of time jumps.
Yeah.
So we do get to the next day. And so this starts off the time jumps. And so the kid's like, hey, I've penned up all these elves. And he's like, there are 198 of them. And they do the math. And he's like, like 85,000. But they're like timesing it by that or multiplying it by that. And they're like, we're going to get like millions of dollars.
16 million and
Yeah.
800 or something.
So
Plus VAT.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we get a time jump where it's 312 days to Christmas. And then now I guess they've been in these pens for months, as noted by all of you guys.
Well, they're dirty, too.
Yeah, so they're like washing off all of these 198
Prison
elves.
style. Like,
Yeah. And then they're cleaning them up, and then I guess that took, 200
months.
days.
Yeah.
Because now it's 76 days till Christmas. And now they're teaching all of these guys, these elves that all look like Santas, how to wrap presents. So there's classes on present wrapping, and one of them earns a Santa hat. And they're also like showing like how to pet children's heads.
So
like you pet it by the back of the head. Like don't snap a kid's head off. Like just pet it by the back of the head.
So let's talk about that. So yeah, the father son team are like kind of on this cart demonstrating.
They're modeling?
Yeah, but
Fashion boy modeling
So
school?
the father is like kind of caressing this boy's face, and I guess that's fine because it's father and son. If you brought your child to like a mall and the Santa there was like just going to town on your
Rubbing
kid's
down
face,
very
I feel like maybe no face touching for the Santas. But
So how about this? I totally understand this is kind of sometimes, especially when my daughter's sleepy, how I pet her face and she might like put her head down a little bit. If someone that was not intimately close to me, like a very close friend, my father, was doing that to my child, you'd see me on the news murdering someone.
right,
That
like
would-
you don't pet children's faces.
You're in Finland though. It's okay.
It's Finnish
Yeah,
rules,
yeah.
yes.
it's very European.
Yeah, it's a Finnish Santa. I think it's a pass.
Hello, little girl. What do you want for Christmas? Oh, burnt burial doll? Yes, you too will bury children. I can assure you, you'll get that doll in your bed. So then we get 24 days, and then
They're boxing them up.
the box again. Indiana Jones reference. They pan out, and it's like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I
Top
did get that.
men. And then you see the warehouse of where they store the Ark of the Covenant, and it looks like they have them all, and that's what's going on. They're shipping them out, and these are the rare exports that this family and this village became a group of exporters of these elves. They're training them, they're shipping them out, and I think I can't remember I can't fully read it. From the land that brought you the original Santa Clauses, and it was rare exports, and that was their tagline. And then like a military crew is picking them up too.
Well, yeah. So it was Pepperin, like looking fresh as hell. When the like the doors open up and he's upgraded from a helicopter to like a sick cargo plane, and he is looking like he's like Baloo from Tailspin. Like he's just
I was gonna say Monterey Jack.
whatever. He's ready to go. He looks great. He's my spirit animal.
Yeah, so that's the end of this film, and the twist is the rare exports are what happens to these elves and what happens to this village. I thought this is a super creative film, but I'm going to go in order kind of the circle around us. I'm going to start with Lamar, go to me, Mike, Rami. Lamar, what's your view on this film?
I don't have much to add on to it. It's a great film. It's out of the ordinary for a Christmas movie, but it's kind of on tempo with Christmas movies that like explore the Krampus side of Santa Claus. Just kind of a mean-spirited Christmas entity that you have to overcome, and it has some nice little fight scenes and war scenes. There's gunplay and all that, but it's not the whole movie. It's not a whole action movie at all. It tells a great story. It ends with a lot of weird action. There's weird elves. There's dong. They hang dong in this movie.
A lot of dong hanging, yeah.
Elf dong.
They weren't too scared.
I liked it though, just overall as a movie you probably never heard of. That if you see it on a list that someone says you should watch this obscure Christmas movie, do it definitely. This is a hit. And
If
a
you
lot
see
of
it
them
on
are
a list,
misses.
you check that list twice.
Yeah, hey. There's a lot of misses on that list, but this one's a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I totally agree. This checks off a lot of boxes for me. I think Mike and I have talked about this for many years. If a Christmas movie is Christmassy, it doesn't have to be because it's just like Santa Claus and gifts and things. And it's cool when those themes are there. But we just basically want to watch a movie that has something to do with Christmas. I don't want to watch like a romantic, like a time loop or everything always film. I want kind of diversity because I'm watching Christmas movies like I'm mainlining it, and I know Mike is too. Like I want to see a fun episode, a comedy. I want to see something serious, and I love that this movie has action, comedy, drama, all of those things. I definitely think this movie is under-reviewed and overlooked. Probably because, this movie is mainly in Finnish. There's a lot of English. But this is such an easy read. If any of you are like, I just don't want to read and I just want to relax and have a glass of wine or a couple beers or whatever, you could totally do this. It's not super dialogue heavy. There is a bunch of English, but a lot of it's in Finnish. I think this is super original. In a sea of movies that is a reboot or a soft reboot or a remake, and I've said this before on this podcast, this movie definitely comes out swinging with originality. Even if you're not the biggest fan of horror, which isn't really it, or other kind of forms of Christmas movies that aren't just like romance and like You Could Change Your Ways, which is like A Christmas Carol and many other films. I think everyone would have to note that it's super original. And as I said, I think the camera work is solid. I think the acting's really good. I don't know. I'm totally in. I definitely recommend this movie for a lot of reasons.
Definitely.
I like that you added that it's a lot of it's horror, it's funny, it's cinematic and action. It has all that stuff.
Yeah, it just like hits off on everything. Like, even though there's nudity, like, unless you're some weird prude, it's not like weirdly sexual. It's just like that's what's happening.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
kidding
but-
around with the dogs. I mean,
It is definitely not sexual.
Yeah, it's just like get over it. But like, yeah, there's a kid element, there's an adult element, and that's kind of classic for me too. Like Home Alone. I love Home Alone because there's the parent story, but there's the kid story too. So there's that kind of happening as well. It's like the father and the friend, but then the father, friend, and son team up. But then it's the son's adventure. I don't know. It's kind of everything I want in a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Even though I don't think it happens on Christmas, do they even get there?
Yeah,
Like,
it
the
is.
time jump is weird at the end for me.
They get Christmas in there.
Like that's the ending day before the time jumps.
I
Yeah.
think so.
But then they just like don't do anything with those people for like 2 months.
Correct.
Okay.
yeah, leave 'em
Fair
up.
enough.
Yeah.
Like lock them away. I need to get to that roast. I had the town cranberry. I'm not gonna waste it.
Try 2 on that cranberry.
Shit. Yeah, shit. What'd you think, Mike?
Yeah, I love this movie.
I think I know how you got it spilled.
Yeah,
but
I watch it every year. And so we often talk about the IMDb trivia for movies. There were 3 trivia entries for this movie. 2 of them were boring. Well, all 3 of them were boring, but the third one I didn't see coming. This is apparently the trivia was this is Kate Blanchett's favorite movie. So
I love that.
so take
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like trivia number 1. It's like, yeah, the father and son are father and son in real life. Trivia 2, the passport number for whatever Mr. Green
Pepe Sylvia or whatever.
was the number pi. And trivia number 3,
Yeah, that's cool.
Kate Blanchett's favorite movie.
I'm gonna tag Kate Blanchett on this because inevitably when Kate Blanchett is on the show, we have something to talk about. There's
Yeah.
the icebreaker. Boom.
Yeah, she loves it. It's her favorite holiday movie. I'm making a lot of this up, but not that part. Yeah, no, this is great. And Paul's right. Even if like I don't want to sound like a rube, but I don't typically like watching foreign movies a lot because I hate reading. But honestly, you could turn the subtitles off and you probably would understand what's going on 100% of the time.
You'd miss the jokes, though.
You'd miss some of the jokes for sure, but like I mean, a lot of it's pretty visual, like all the gingerbread stuff. I think you could piece it together.
Well, I think we need to look at the target audience of our, demographics of our show too, and what we're like going into. Yeah, to like, back Mike, like not to sound like we're rubes, like, oh man, reading subtitles. We're usually recording these podcasts at 1 a.m. Like we just finished the film. It's 1 a.m. Like we're super tired.
Yes, tired.
Yes, tired and full of the holiday spirit and Christmas joy.
Yeah.
Well, Rami, what did you think about this?
Well, I've said it a number of times. I love this movie. It's one that I watch basically every year ever since the first time I saw it. So, you actually touched on a little bit of what I find the most unique and enjoyable about this is that it's kind of this weird mix between a comedy buddy movie and a comedy small town weirdos movie and a horror movie. Just a fun, weird little romp through Christmas shenanigans. I also find it interesting that this is like one of the few intergenerational buddy movie that I am all that familiar with.
I just,
The 2 kids are always palling around. The dad and those 2 other dudes are always palling
And
around.
then some
It's just like-
crossovers.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun one. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, going back, like, I think, like, outside of, like, I wouldn't watch this on Christmas Day. I don't know if I would watch this on Christmas Eve, but I'd watch this anywhere through December. And I mean that
Yeah.
as such a compliment to this film.
It's
Like,
usually one of my earlier December viewings.
yeah, because, like, I mean, I think we all have, like, I'm going to, like, clearly note, like, I think it was TBS that still does this, or TNT, where it's, like, a 24-hour Christmas story marathon.
Yeah.
That is my Christmas Eve movie, always. Like, I will always watch that. There's some I watch on Christmas, like Polar Express. I love it. That's my Christmas jam. I know, Rami, you've noted movies before. The Night Before is always on one of my lists. Yeah, and such fun film that this movie isn't like as like holiday gift giving like the day of, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It's so awesome to watch anywhere throughout December and be like cool Christmas movie for it's just as Rami noted for multiple genres, all those reasons.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's more of like the adventure around Christmas,
Yeah.
not like the Christmas gift and holiday part.
Yeah. And Lamar mentioned something earlier about the chemistry between the father and the son. Honestly, everyone in this movie, I feel like they all live in this village and just hang out.
Sure.
Because the three dudes, like, I 100% believe that these dudes just pal around
Absolutely.
all the time.
Yeah, totally.
Their conversations are natural.
Yes.
So
Yeah, they're
easy.
not acting here.
So
this is just who they are.
I guess we're saying it.
So good.
Yeah,
We're saying
exactly.
it. Rabbit Troop Sucks is going to make a Christmas film. Boom. Take that, Hallmark. Take that, Lifetime. Melissa Joan Hart, I think you're on board. Start sending us the scripts. Let's do it.
We're going after Hallmark now.
Someone's got
We
to.
gotta take them down.
Well, I announced it, and I'm going to hit pause, and we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. But we're going to come back, and we're going to play a pretty quick quiz, very similar to how we did in the Halloween season. And to not destroy Mike's mind, we'll make it quicker than quick, with a little prize at the end. There's actually a real prize that I know what it is at this point in time. So we'll be back in a second. We'll continue this Christmas special of Rabbit Troop Sucks. We'll be right back. So we're back with the last part of this episode. Thanks again for listening. Thanks again for listening all year if you have been or you've just tuned in. We've had fun recording all these episodes. We still have another episode for the end of the year, but definitely seasonal episodes are some of our favorites. So we're going to play much like we did for Halloween. We're going to play, and going back, Nemo and Lamar, you owe Mike some drinks, or a
yes.
drink. And at the end of this one, there is a prize I do have for whoever wins. We will go through a bunch of Christmas show episodes. My wife put this together. Thank you again for doing this for all of us. I know you're listening, so hopefully you have fun listening to it as well. So I will give you the episode title. The way it will go is I'll give you the episode title. Whoever tells me what TV show it comes from gets a point. And then the way it works is if you answer it incorrectly, you cannot answer for the rest of the round. If everyone answers incorrectly, then no one gets any points. There's a bunch of these, so we'll go through them kind of quickly. Some of them are very easy and some of them are not. So again, the episode title I will give you, and then you just have to quickly tell me what is the TV show. So I'm going to do a little cheers privately. Cheers, everyone. Denver, Colorado. Thanks for listening. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever you celebrate. Some of my favorite times during Christmas is everyone's just super chill. So cheers. I hope everyone's chill and well fed.
Cheers, everyone.
Hell yeah.
I like these little holiday trivia things.
The what?
I like these little holiday trivia deals.
Yes. Thanks again to my wife for putting this together. All right. We're going to go through it kind of quickly because there's a bunch.
Ooh.
So again, you got to be quick. Christmas Day at the Bunkers.
Yeah, All in the Family.
That's Lamar. There's a point.
Couldn't think of the name of the show.
Yeah.
God help ye merry Bundymen.
Oh,
Married Children.
Lamar, clean it up.
Lamar. Sorry, I'm having an empty drip. Okay. Oh, Christmas Pete.
Pete and Pete.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's the Adventures of Pete and
Yeah,
Pete.
that's close enough.
Shit. Christmas with the Joker.
Batman.
Batman the Animated Series, Rami. Thanks to my wife for this one. A very Topanga Christmas.
Boy Meets World.
Rami, that's you.
I was laughing. I was not
Think
fair.
about it too long.
That's good. Oh well, I had to actually think of this one. I was like, why does that sound familiar? A Benihana Christmas.
The Office?
It is. Good job, Mike.
Ah.
The Nightmare After Christmas.
Simpsons?
Good job, Rami.
Very nice.
I don't know that one. I have to watch that.
This one's good. For very Colorado. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo.
South Park.
I'm gonna. Oof.
That was
Mike, you
close.
might want to split that.
I heard Lamar
Yeah.
first.
Okay, I'll take it. I won't argue.
That also thanks to my wife for this one, especially a show that I watch all the time. A Keaton Christmas Carol.
Family Ties.
Good job, Lamar.
I do remember that episode.
Have yourself a merry Winslow Christmas.
Family Matters.
That's Lamar.
Damn.
Hal's Christmas Gift.
Malcolm in the Middle?
Good job, Mike.
Wow.
Mike, good job.
Oh, Hal's Christmas.
Yeah. That took me a second. Yeah.
Ah.
Hyde's Christmas Rager.
70s show.
Good job, Rami.
Nice work.
Oh God.
Three's Christmas.
Three's Company.
That was a curveball. I didn't see it coming. I read it and I was like, it can't be that easy. Okay. Oh, yeah, okay. Everybody hates Christmas.
Everybody hates Christmas.
Yeah. I would not have gotten that.
Man, compared to the Halloween episode names, these are pretty on the nose.
They are. Those were weird. Yeah.
Fix it.
Christmas in Hooterville. That's a good one.
Married with children?
It is not. So that means you're ruled out for this round.
Hooterville.
I would not have gotten this. That is my only hint. And Rami, I thought that was good. That was actually a really good guess.
Yeah.
It was.
That would have been Christmas with Biggins, or
Mike, do you have any guess?
no.
Again, it's Christmas in Hooterville. You want to give it a shot, or you just go no?
Well, I feel like it's right there.
This is where I need the taboo. Like,
Yeah. I think you better pull that out because I
Yeah.
can't get it either.
none? Okay.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten this. The Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh.
I don't watch enough Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah, I got the Beverly Hillbillies question for Halloween.
There's going to be some tough ones in this, honestly, because my wife was like, I went across the board. And, like, honestly, looking at, like, the Batman, the animated series, I was like, oh, my God. Like, I'm surprised Lamar didn't get it. Rami, you did. And there's so many. I was like, oh, my God. So there's going to be more out there that I definitely wouldn't get. Okay, going back. The Santa Simulation.
Oh, it's probably.
And if this helps, just because you guys know me so well. Good job, Rami.
What was
It is. It's the Big Bang Theory. It is.
Okay. All right.
Why wouldn't it
Okay.
be?
Yeah.
I was just about to say, I was like, I would not have gotten this. I was like, you guys know me so well.
Oh yeah.
You might be able to get this. I'm dreaming of a redneck Christmas. No, sorry, I read the next one too. Like some of these are like very obvious.
Larry the Cable Guy?
It is not. But you're on the right
Is that even a
path.
show?
Maybe.
I could probably get it now.
Take a guess. I don't know if this is even a show or not. I'm just gonna throw a guess out there. The Jeff Foxworthy show.
That
Is that
was-
in the show?
No.
That would have been my second guess.
Yeah.
All right.
Mike, anything?
No, I have no
narrowing it
idea.
down.
We'll count this as an X. Duck Dynasty.
Oh God.
All right.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, honestly, I could see why my wife chose some of these. Some of these you
Yeah.
could guess your way, but we're going through pretty quick, and no one's throwing candy at Mike's head.
That's
Nemo.
appreciated. Yeah.
A lot of these shows are like people watch them. We just don't like Big Bang Theory and Duck Dynasty.
Yeah, I've never
Like,
seen it. A
Yeah.
Duck Dynasty.
Yeah.
But I do hope Nemo's back to throw some candy for the new year and maybe even
Yeah.
the end of the year. So I read the next one. That's why I was like, wow, some of these are very direct. A Very Tanner Christmas.
Full House. Took
That's
me a while to
Lamar.
get that.
And I wasn't going to get it.
The one with the holiday armadillo.
Friends.
That's Mike.
I now know because of last time that if you say the one with, it's Friends.
Right, that were Nemo again. I'm not trying to complain. Nemo's like, I'm never gonna get these, and I was like, the one with. She's like, oh, it's Friends. I was like, I told you. Like we're going through a bunch, like some before any of us were born. Oh my God. Okay. Again, shout out to my wife. A Very Monkey Christmas, and
Is it
The Monkeys.
it is not Mike.
A Very Monkey Christmas.
Yeah, I would have guessed the monkeys too. I directly would have guessed the monkeys.
So would have I. But
Curious George?
Yes.
Oh wow!
Wow, Rami. Holy crap. Wow.
what other show has a monkey?
Oh my God. Wow, that was amazing.
That was amazing, Rami. Good job.
All right. Christmas Guy.
Family Guy.
That's Lamar.
Too slow on the draw on that one.
If itchy knew.
All right. You got to keep this list going like this. All right. We got a bunch more, but we're going through quick. That was half the list. You guys are doing great. I'm dreaming of a White Ranger.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
It is not.
Damn it!
I also would have guessed that.
It
Mike.
should have been.
Mike, I promise.
Power
you-
Rangers.
It is.
I mean, those were the two choices. Right?
Very nice.
Nature movie.
I went with the one that I wanted it to be.
Again, shout out to my wife. I mean, these are covering so many different episodes of different shows with different decades, different focal points. Yeah, that was another one for Rami. Awesome. Good job, Rami. Woof. The Christmas Cruise.
Love Boat.
It is!
Yes.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I would not have gotten that. Oof. I'm trying to think if I need to give you a hint. I will. I'll preemptively give you a hint, and you'll have to be quick on this. The words I'm saying are not spelled like they normally would be spelled. Think about that with a sitcom with different spellings, but it's, again, you're going to have to be quick. Silent Night.
Night Rider.
Yeah.
We want to split that.
No, that's you.
Well, okay.
Rami, you want to be a split on that?
No, I had no.
No, I
I had no idea what it was.
Who do you think it was?
I mean, I
All right.
heard Lamar.
I kind of limped in on that one. I'm like,
Yeah, we all did.
Not me. I had nothing.
The Santa in the Slush.
I'm gonna go with Bob's Burgers.
It is not.
I have no idea.
I don't either.
It is Bones.
That's why I
We never get the Bones ones.
No.
You got boned.
Yeah.
The next one, The Pontiac Bandit Returns.
Brooklyn Nine.
Oh man,
I was like, come on, Mike.
Oh, I saw that one.
that's a good
Here,
one.
That's my online namesake.
Here is a disappointing surprise fact about Mike and I's friendship.
Uh-oh.
Mike turned me on to Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but Mike has not finished.
No, I got that so quick. Last week I watched the entirety of
Yay!
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. start to
Wow.
finish.
Because Brooklyn Nine-Nine, the deal is they always have which started off as a Halloween heist. And then it was like different seasons. And the last season did not have any of this. And this is an ongoing thread. And I told Mike, I was like, please, I hope you watch it one day because the last episode is the last heist, which I thought was perfect.
It was great, yeah.
Yeah, the last episode was definitely one of the best.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. We're going deep here.
Ooh. Oh, wow.
This is not the pornographic film that my wife and I always watch, but Brown in Toyland.
Cleveland Brown show.
It is not. That's
Oh,
such a
wow.
good guess. I wouldn't even got that. Rami, that was a
That's
good
what I
guess.
was
Yeah.
about to say as well, yeah.
All right. Well,
Does anyone else have a different guess?
What's the name again?
Brown in Toyland.
Brown in
I mean, I could
Toyland.
make other guesses, but I'm out.
Brown in Toyland. Nope.
No.
It's Murphy Brown.
Oh.
Son of a bitch.
I wouldn't have
The
got
next one, Cobra Claws are coming to town.
G.I. Joe.
Good job, Mike.
Nice.
It's like Cobra Kai. In my
Cobra Claws. God, Cobra Kai. This is selling itself. Cobra Kai, you need a Christmas episode like that. Come on.
Yeah.
God, Cobra Kai, you're just the best TV show. I am thankful for Cobra Kai. Thank you, Christmas.
There you go.
All right, the next episode, The Spy Who Came In for a Cold One.
What's the name of that show?
Sorry, I'm just reading another episode title.
Can you give us a decade that this show aired in?
The Spy Who Came In for a Cold One would definitely be in the 80s.
Cheers.
It is.
Nice.
I was thinking it was that weird detective one with the really dumb detective.
R.I.P. Kirstie Alley.
Oh, yeah, Kirstie Alley. That is not something I'm ringing in the New Year's with. That's
That's
them.
unfortunate.
All right, Lamar, cheers. Boo. Get that down. I'm not thankful for my note-taking abilities.
Getting toyed right in Brown Land.
Okay. Comparative religion.
Community.
Community. Oh,
Good job, Mike.
good job.
I thought I knew the answer and was just choking on it. I still would have got that wrong.
This is the one I saw that I was laughing about. Yippee-ki-yay, melon farmer.
Oh, the Goldbergs.
Yep. Good job, Mike. All right. Oh, wow. Good luck, guys. A girl and her cat. Think this one out. I bet you could get there. A girl and her cat.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
It is.
Wow. Very nice.
Good job, Rami.
Very good.
Oh, we got a little... No, we don't. No, we don't. I thought we had a tie, then I realized Lamar is extra. Sometimes I want to give you some hints just because I know we all watch the same shows. So this core of four, I'm glad Rami's here. This core of four, we watch movies pretty much weekly. I know we watch TV shows, we watch things seasonally, we play some games together. So sometimes if I want to give you a hint, it's just I don't think you may have watched this show. And so that's probably a good hint enough that I wouldn't have guessed this. Lexmas. And I'm going to underline LEX.
Superman?
I'm not going to rule Mike out.
Smallville?
Good job. Yeah, I was like, for a show no one's watching.
Okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I'm glad everyone agreed with that. I was like, I want to say no, but I was like, come on, we
I
don't
would have
want
given it to you right
No,
away.
you should have said no.
You still would have been the closest even after we all passed.
This is a double. Once again. Okay. Okay, this one's doubled up too. Sorry. I know my wife was trying to do some like easiest to the most complex, but then I know we were both doing some work and she's like, I was unable to do it, so two of them got doubled up. So I'm gonna go with one of them that I thought was the easiest. It's the last one, and she's like, and by the time I got to the end of the list, I was just kind of done. So I'll go for a really quick, easy one. Rattlestar Ricklactica.
Rick and Morty.
There you go. There's Mike. That I thought was one of the easiest amongst this group. Yeah. Okay.
That's a great episode.
It is a great episode.
Snake
All right.
jazz.
Luda Christmas.
30 Rock.
Good job, Mike.
It's ludicrous in that episode.
He's not.
Oof.
Like, what the hell?
I know.
This is a close game. I know you're taking a sip of this. Let's do another cheers.
Okay.
Cheers, y'all. Christmas. Thanks again.
I'm not getting up for
I'm
this
not
one.
That's not. Yeah, no way. Thanks again for listening.
Yeah.
So I don't have to say it again. As always, if you would like to reach us, write us at rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on Instagram. If there's a movie you want us to review, if there's something especially seasonal, let us know. If you want to get to know Rami a little bit more, if you want to know what he's into, if you want to know the gifts you want to send him, then let us know. Just write us. I've said all, this month, if you want Mike to have you do a sound clip for Mike talking about weird things, just write me on the side. Me on the side. But yeah, cheers, y'all.
Cheers.
That's before Mike opens his own cameo. Song steps to you for his own income.
I'm going to manage that cameo. We're going to split it 50-50. Mike's going to say terrible things. And I'm going to sign off on it. All right. The next one, I would not get. That's my hint to you. Jingle balls.
Uh-huh.
Jingle balls.
Smash Mouth?
I don't... Is that a band? Nope, Rami's not. Mike, do you have anything?
No.
Is there a show called Ball something?
I'm just going to cross that out. That's enough of that. That was Will and Grace, everybody.
So it wasn't
Okay.
Smash Mouth. That show with Nick Kroll. I don't know.
Oh, Big Mouth?
Big Mouth. I don't know.
That makes way more
Yes.
sense.
Hey.
Wow. This... Again, I'm trying to give you like reasonable hints. Also, because I just feel like all four of us have watched so many similar things over 2+ decades. Like you could not have four gentlemen in a room that is probably have more similar viewing. I don't know if I'd get this. I don't even know what hints I could give you. How the Ghosts Stole Christmas.
X-Files.
Wow, Rami, that was great.
It's a good episode.
Nice.
I off the
That is a
episode
good episode.
off the episode title alone, I would not have
damn,
gotten
yeah.
there. Wow, good job.
I
Oh
wouldn't
my
have
God.
gotten it either, but I know exactly what that
watched his
is.
X-Files a few times.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah.
I'll attest to that.
All right, the next one. God rest ye, merry gentle mannikins. God rest ye, merry gentle mannikins. If I were to give you a hint, mannequins are a key point of this episode.
Bob's Burgers?
It is.
I don't know if I've seen that one. I'll have to.
It's where that like dude like starts living with them and does like, does, like window scenes.
That is a good one.
All right. Oh, okay. It's really close. So Lamar is at 13. Rami, you're at 9, and there is a bunch left. And Mike is at 11. Okay, and I'm just trying to like, I'm trying to think what could be like a tiebreaker. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. I kind of have a guess. Okay, Blues Big Holiday.
Blues Clues.
There's Lamar.
Coming in hot with the Blues Clues.
If I hear blues, it's gotta be Blues Clues.
Snorlax Snowman.
Pokemon?
It is Mike.
Oh, shit.
The Claw Who Stole Christmas.
Inspector Gadget.
Oh my God, dude!
Nice.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very good.
Wow, Lamar, you're at 15. I think Lamar clinched it regardless. Well, we have 2 more questions. I thought this last one would tip anything in Lamar's favor. I have 2 more left. The next one, Death Miss.
Death Clock.
It is. Well, I'll let you.
Yeah,
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Lamar's clearly won this.
Okay.
But let's see.
Yeah, let's-
see who gets the last one.
Yeah.
The very last one. I did not do this in order. I just knew the Rick and Morty one was last, and it has like a Rick in its name, so I did that one already. The very last one is yes, Mikey. Santa does shave. I will say it's an animated cartoon. I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore. That would be my hint. I would not get this. I think the one. I mean, we could just tip it in Lamar's favor. If anyone was to get this outside of, honestly, my wife, it would be Lamar. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave.
Animated.
Ninja Turtles?
Ooh, it is
That's
not.
a good. That's good.
Yeah, that's a good
answer.
answer. It's not.
Great answer.
What does Santa shave?
Exactly. Is this adult cartoon?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: if it's Rare Exports, they need to shave a
Nothing.
little more.
You know, yeah.
Where's our sponsorship this year? Like, guys, do you need to shave your nether regions? Use this razor, and I will fill in the blank if you send me and Rabbit Troop Sucks money, which you have been sponsored by.
That's perfect. You're gonna get it. You're gonna get it.
Lamar, no,
but I
that-
can't. Damn.
Again, the last. I mean, regardless, Lamar's won this. I'll go over the scores at the very end. Yes, Mikey, Santa does shave is a recess episode.
Nice.
We're ending off with Mike has 12, Rami, I believe you have 9, and Lamar, you have 22.
Holy crap.
22.
Okay, that was less close than you made it out to be earlier.
No, you and Lamar were like kind of neck and neck until those last 5
You went
questions.
from 15 to 22. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Woo, not 22. Lamar is 17. Sorry.
Okay, that's what yeah, I was gonna say.
Rabbit Troop Sucks is not about math
Yeah.
in the holidays and shaming people for not adding correctly.
We don't have Jusho's Day.
We don't have juice.
Well, you guys can talk about it for a second.
I got
'cause
Flea.
yeah, I'm gonna get. I really do have a gift.
Oh,
Crap,
wow,
He
okay.
really does. He's getting
Yeah,
it.
so,
it's a physical gift.
so-
it's not the promise of beer.
Well, I'm gonna say like Nemo and Lamar. You owe Mike from the last one.
I do.
Okay. And now you're going to get something.
So maybe the gift is a beer for Mike.
Yeah, no. So I expect that gift to be handed off to me
Willing to
immediately.
do that, but now that I'm getting a physical gift,
Yeah.
I don't know if
it's
that's
not
going to be a
happen.
thing.
Even if it is.
Oh my god. This is, wow, it's here. Oh,
I told
my
you.
goodness.
Oh, and it is a beer.
Oh, I love this stout.
What is
Thank
it?
you. It's, these guys go hard with their stouts.
Oh,
The Lost
nice.
Abbey Serpent Stout.
Okay,
They
very
just
nice.
go hard with their beers in general.
I've
Thank
seen
you
that
very
around. I
much.
haven't tried it. Let me know how it is.
We should totally have gifts more often. Damn it! Again, Nemo and Lamar, you owe Mike something. Not that.
Yeah, don't
But
do it.
But as I said, I'll always pitch in. My wife loves putting these together. Again, reach out to us. Hopefully you're having a good time. I do have a couple really quick questions just to extend this, just because it's a Christmas episode. And so these questions I've asked of all of us, but one of the questions I keep thinking of, and it doesn't need to be like super, super complex, and I do want to revise one of my answers. That's why I'm going back to this. So we were talking, and one of my questions for everyone, Rami, I don't think you would have heard this yet because I think it will be released in days. But I asked Lamar and Mike, like, what is one of your favorite Christmas gifts you ever got? And I do want to revise my answer before going to Rami. I said, I remember one year, like, I got this G.I. Joe, like, super cool plane, and the coolest thing was just I never saw it before. Like, I didn't even know it existed, and I just, like, had it, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? And it was super cool. But actually, one of my favorite gifts to note was, I think I was 4 or 5 years old, and shout out to my brother. He got me a Transformer, and it was just like a very small blue and red one, and it just had like 3 easy steps. I was just such a small kid. But I was like, my brother got me a Christmas gift? And like, that just blew my mind. I was like, why is he getting me a Christmas gift? I thought that was just the coolest thing in the world. I thought about that because like after we recorded, I was like, that's not actually true. Like I always think about that one gift, and they re-released that Transformer. I need to get it at some point in time. But that's cool. But Rami, that's one of my questions to you. Like, what is one of your favorite gifts that you've ever received in Christmas? It could be a meal. It could be just something simple. It could be just like even a moment. I don't know.
That's a good question. Kind of along those same lines, the gifts that really struck me the most were the ones that were completely unexpected. Lucor gave me a scarf one year, out of the blue. I don't know. My brother. For everybody out there.
We've mentioned Lucor on this side.
My brother gave me a Christmas scarf. He is not a Christmas guy by any means. But he knows I like Christmas, so he got me a present. It blew my mind.
Right on.
Yeah, I love that.
Awesome. I love it when it comes out of the blue. You don't expect it.
Yeah, Rami, you also, like, I remember noted years ago that you're like, hey, if anyone ever wants to, join me, like, I do a Christmas lasagna. It's crazy because that's what my wife and I do every single year. My backdrop as an Italian family, we do that a lot for Christmas and, like, amongst other things, and then on Christmas Eve. And I know my wife, I think, also did it for Christmas Eve. Now we just made it for Christmas. But I also love that idea. Everyone in this room, all 4 of us, I'm sure if anyone's listening, you could probably relate. Like, I feel like we're the orphans of Christmas. We've always done like random Thanksgivings or Christmases, or like even gone online or just made sure we've done stuff. Like, none of my family lives here. Very little of my wife's family lives here. Mike and I are not from here. You guys are. But yeah, I just always feel like we've always gotten together. So it's just kind of awesome that we get to do the Christmas podcast together. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I see you guys on holidays. I have family in town, but afterwards I make an effort to connect with some friends as well and spread the cheer. And I've always enjoyed the Christmases I spent with you guys. No matter if we did it online, if we couldn't meet in person, or if we did it at one of your houses. Usually there's a dessert. I remember Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is really good for a meet-up with dessert after the meal, but Christmas is just good for just drinking and whatever with friends.
One of my favorite Christmas moments, and I know we tried to talk to you, Rami, I think you had plans at this point in time. It was the very start of the pandemic. It was like literally 2020, and it was the back end of Christmas, and I met up with Lamar and Mike, and in my backyard we watched Goonies on a small projector and had a couple just Christmas shots, and my wife had pie that she made, and we just did that and just kind of talked. It was the first time I really sat down with more individuals than my wife and my daughter, and maybe like one other person, in like months. And it was that Christmas, and it was just like in the backyard, super cold, just kind of staying warm with shots and just like the holiday cheer, and that was awesome. Another one, it was kind of sad thinking back about it. It was me and my family were living here as my mom and my dad were living in Denver, Colorado, and we were going to go to Chicago, and we went to the airport, and we got to like the check-in and everything, and they're like, here's the situation, like the plane like needs maintenance, and like we're canceling everything, and it was like super terrible. And my mom was like, okay, like she was super distraught about the whole thing, so she's like, you know, let's just leave. And my dad and I try to convince my mom, like, you should just go. Like, go see your mom. Like, we'll figure it out. And I said, like, directly, like, my dad and I will just have, like, a Christmas. We'll make do. We had a dog at the time, various other things. We're like, we'll get him out of the kennel. Everything will be fine. My mom refused, and we went home. And it was kind of sad because, like, my dog had to stay in the kennel the extra day. But I remember I had one gift. I think it was, like, the next day or whatever. Or it might have been Christmas. And it was Wipeout for the Nintendo 64. And I brought it over to you and you, Rami. Rami and Lamar were both there with Rami's two other brothers. I'm trying to think, and your cousin. And I usually keep people nameless until they're on the show, except for Luke, or you're just gonna be legend here. So you're Mythos.
He's gonna have to be a guest host soon.
He's Mythos on and beyond. And there were moments, I think it was like maybe Christmas Eve or the 26th. I don't think it was the day of, but it was one of those days, and we all just like played Wipeout for like 2 hours because no one gave a shit. And I just hope that's everyone's Christmas. Just, it doesn't mean to be complex. Mike and I have talked about this for ages. Like, this could be like a 5-hour podcast just because Mike and I have talked about, like, Christmas does not need to be complex. It should just be like merriment. Everyone just, like, it is literally like Jesus pulling out wines and loaves. Like, people should just bring that, like, are you kind of drunk? You're not? Then drink this. Are you eating? Then you should eat this. Like, that should be that, and that should be everyone's day.
I think that's one of the commandments, actually.
It should be. I mean, damn, like, I don't know. Those are my favorite things, like, for the holidays. I don't know. Is there anything else to add to this episode? Any Denver and memories? Like, if anyone's got like a super sweet Christmas Eve or Christmas Day memory, you should say it.
Honestly, I don't.
When I was a kid, we used to walk through Cherry Creek around Christmas and look at all of the really rich people's fancy Christmas light displays. And it was fun every year. But the one that stood out the most, it was like, I think it was Christmas Eve. There was a ton of snow on the ground, so there's no cars out. But all the lights were on. It was me, my brothers, two of them, two of my cousins, and my uncle. And we're just cruising through this super rich part of town looking at really fancy Christmas lights. About as Christmassy as you can get.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's my best Christmas Denver.
Yeah, cool. What's crazy is one of my memories, and not just with Denver. I don't know if I did this with my family ever at Denver, just because I was like a later teen when we moved here. But like thinking back, and I know my wife has this too. My wife's from Detroit. I'm from Chicago. Is we would drive through it, just like Rami noted. Like, we would drive through. Like, it was also like, I guess maybe noted in the newspapers or various other things, like the best Christmas display blocks. So we would just drive through. Like, literally some of my nights as a kid was just driving up a couple streets just to like admire some Christmas lights. Like, and I think most people listening to this would just be like, man, that sucks. Like, what is that? And I was like, I don't know. It was like driving through wonderment. I don't know how to replicate that. I don't know how to show that to my daughter. I might go to the Botanic Gardens, go to the zoo lights. But beyond that, like, I know people, there are certain blocks that just like do it, but I mean, what a weird concept. I mean, we do the downtown Capitol, but that's like a real slog too. Like, we've done that a couple years, like before we had our daughter. But you have to like be in traffic for like 2 hours. Mike, you've done this way more.
Oh, for the parade of lights. Yeah. I mean, it's fun and it's cool, but yeah, getting in and out of downtown for the parade of lights is kind of a hassle. I mean, I usually go on Friday because I work downtown and I don't have to go anywhere. And my company is a sponsor, so I can usually get like fun tickets. But yeah, like I wouldn't recommend anyone make the trek unless you're really invested in it.
Or, I mean, then you could just go the day after where everything's lit up. Like, it's not like a terrible thing.
Well, I mean, the parade, there's a literal parade.
You're right.
And it's fun.
But it's just crazy that you'd just be like stuck in it for hours, and it's like, wow, we just drive down like these luminous streets, and
Yeah, we did that when I was a kid as well. Like there'd be certain neighborhoods that just
crazy.
everyone did.
Yeah, it's awesome. I
yeah.
feel like it's coming back. This
I love
recently, I feel like blocks are doing that now. Not like yet, but I feel like it's gonna get up there.
Well, I mean, even just like so my dirty secret is I go to bars by myself to drink alone a lot, and that's not. It's, you don't judge me.
if you need sound clips,
Don't judge my sadness.
write me at Paul at Rabbit Troop Sex Podcast
It's
at
a
gmail.com.
thing. It's a thing that I enjoy. But like the neighborhood that I live in, there are a lot of lights. There's a lot of blocks that have a lot of festive houses. So it's just kind of, especially on these cooler like winter nights, especially if there's snow, it's just kind of fun to like walk down to the bar and see these lights. It's even more fun walking home because like the lights are twinkling more when I'm.
Yeah, they are.
The Christmas spirit.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I used to walk
it's
through
super
Cherry
fun.
Creek that way. There used
Yeah.
to be several bars that were way more affordable, like the Cherry Cricket, various other things, and
Right.
you just walk out of there, and yeah, and Mike's right.
Well,
Extra twinkly.
that is the neighborhood that I live in.
Yeah.
I don't go to the Cherry Cricket very often because it's full of douchebags now.
Everywhere is.
A lot of places are, yeah. But, yeah.
Lights are awesome to look at, and they're everywhere in Christmas. And I'm glad people just decorate up their house so you can look at them. So
Yeah, it's nice.
Denver's
Actually,
a pretty nice city for it.
I'm going to backtrack on my Cherry Cricket comment because I don't want to talk negatively about a Denver business. Because the Cherry Cricket is dope, like especially to go as a restaurant. But like, it's not the bar that I'm hanging at.
There you go.
It's also not the same bar it used to be.
Well, for sure.
Yeah. And they're opening a third location.
Where?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I just saw they're opening a third
I mean, the second location is right by my office, and I never go to it. I don't know why.
Rami, as a listener to the show, one of the last questions I have, very un-Christmassy, is: are there any movies you think we should just sit down and watch? It's like, let's not go through a handful.
No, he's shaking his head.
Put them on.
But how about this?
Put them on the spot.
But no. Let's not go through a handful. But has there been, like, as you've listened, like, there is one movie. There is one movie, I don't want to mention it, that Rami and I did watch solo. I shouldn't say solo, as a duo. We watched a Denver filmed movie that I do want to watch that Mike did not. And we watched a movie by this director who did another film that was terrible. Yeah. But I want to go back to the first movie because I was like,
that was a fun movie.
I'd like that director to redeem himself because you were talking about the one that you guys saw and it sounded dope, and then we watched this other one and it
not
was
good.
fucking terrible.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, I don't have a need to go back. But like, so not to put Rami too much on the spot, is there just one you're like, damn, I would love to do this movie? I mean, you're all of your brothers have like these certain films, but like, is there like one or two that you're like, this is one of my favorites? I always think of like weird childhood films. I've noted on this podcast a million times. I have piecemealed together Little Monsters, and one day maybe we'll do it. Maybe it's like my birthday film. But like, we've basically done the review. If you put it all together and like take my vocals out, like, we could put together a 1 hour podcast about it. But is there like one movie you're like, damn, that's a really good unsung hero, or that was a weird effing film?
Maybe. You guys ever seen the Baron von Munchausen?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a good movie.
Yeah, that is. Terry Gilliam.
Yeah, Terry Gilliam, Uma Thurman's first, I think, on-screen appearance. I forget who else is in that movie. That's a fun one. It's one of my childhood classics.
Okay, I like that.
I would do that. Terry Gilliam is a wild card for me because some movies I really like, some I don't. And there's like a lot written about this. Like some are unfinished, some he had mental breakdowns, some. And I'm not saying that as like a negative towards him. It's just there's a lot, and this guy was doing a lot. But that's a great film. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we've got one more film for this year. Thanks for listening, Rami. Thanks for being on here. Again, like, I literally could not tell you a core group of 4 people that watch more movies that are kind of like-minded about these things than is what is in this room. So I'm super cheerful for this. Denver, Colorado, as I said before, most of my holidays have been here. Super chill. I hope you just act pleasant and just know, like, some people need help, and everyone has their own situation, and everyone should be chill about it. And We're free as hell. If you want to sponsor us, that's awesome. That's cool. We'll give percentages to charities. Who are you? Let's talk. Rabbit Troop sucks. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Rabbit Troop sucks. Rami, Rabbit Troop sucks.
Rabbit Troop sucks.
Happy birthday,
Hol-
Christmas.
Yeah, happy
Merry
holidays
Christmas.
all. Rabbit Troop sucks.